Happy Friday. I hope everyone is going to be doing something special this weekend. Stay cool. Hey, Nola. How are you, sweetie? So, our special guest will be stopping by. Once again, we're going to chop it up. So, I'm just waiting for her to arrive. I saw a lot of commentary done on the situation that's going on with Neytiri and Solar. I wasn't really pressed to like be the first one to call out what I saw because of the simple fact that I'm not surprised at what's going on. Hey, hey sis.
Good
Hi,
evening.
good evening. So I did say I was gonna have you back up here. I did not um reach out to the other girls. I don't know if I wanna to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because
It might
it's
get messy.
right. Because it's a clear indication that hold on one second. She sure does. She carries a lot of baggage. It's a clear indication that the same thing that Nature Boy does to the women. He plays each other. He plays the girls against each other. He tells like, oh, just a typical man, or he'll tell you one thing, tell her the other.
Right.
So we're looked at as the liars, and he's looked at as a good guy.
Or
So
we're
it's
looked
like
at as crazy.
it's
But they
crazy.
all have Jezebel spirits because they're in a cult and they've been shared around.
Right. So, it's almost like, why me being the age that I am and me having a son that's almost in his middle 30s, okay? And I just know how people operate. I'm too old to not act like I don't know.
Mm.
And I just don't need a whole bunch of mess up on my platform because I just think that it's going to get way out of control because I know that in my opinion, from what I'm seeing from a distance, Gargett is being a manipulator, at its finest.
Yes,
And
I actually saw today on his Instagram because he didn't block me. I don't know why. Him cuddling with Mariah. So I mean, she got her man.
oh wait a minute, seriously?
Seriously, she got her
Wow.
man. It's all in the camera coloring together. I'm like, well, that's what you want,
Jen,
all
yes,
by
this is
yourself.
live. This is live, sweetie. Um, yeah, so we're gonna get dive right into it because now that you brought that up, you understand why I don't think that that's really the smartest thing to do, and unless I'm trying to purposely just say, let me just bring some drama onto my channel.
Hmm.
That I'm not doing that because I'm just not really for it. I have anxiety. I've had it for over 20 years, and little stuff can flare me up, and then I'll get off this live and people will be living their best life and I'll still be trying to come back down off this chaos.
Right,
I
right.
could
So
have
what is the
avoided.
underlying up problems?
You're
Because I
breaking up,
haven't
baby
been
girl.
reached out to none of her. I haven't what is the underlying issue between the women? Are
You're
you aware of
breaking
it?
up. I can't
Oh,
even hear
sorry.
you. It
Can
was
you hear me
breaking up.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you? Okay. What are the underlying issues between the women? I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, I'm not either. I just know that there's a lot of similarities. Like I said, birds of a feather, in my opinion, flock
Hmm.
together. And I just feel like, Gargett and Nature Boy are friends. People might disagree with me, say he's just his supporter. He's a friend and a supporter, and they both, to me, move the same. That's why it's that easy for Gargett to defend him because how could you call the kettle black and you're doing similar things to women in your real life? You know, I've
Exactly.
never laid with him. I'm only going from people that he's dealt with, like you. So it's
Right.
not like I'm making up rumors on him, but I'm allowing people to use my platform to speak out and look out for other women, that just be careful because it's a pattern of behavior with a lot of these conscious brothers in this community that they try to hide behind that consciousness, and they make you think that they're different than the average man out here that's gonna dog you out and run you raggedy, but they're no better. If anything, they're worse, and that's, to me, that's dangerous.
Exactly.
You know, says I'm glad you didn't bring any. Yeah, because you can find. Is she still telling on Natureboy? That's a good question. Whole pro TV. We'll bring that up in a minute too. You can find a million channels that will give you what you want, like that, with the drama, and they're doing it because I get it. You know, they want the views, the clicks, you know, and then, you know, whatever, how they're making their money behind the drama, they want to get that coin. But I want my piece, right. And that's always been like that. Now, see, if I was like that from the gate, I would say that I want my piece. I don't want drama. And then the rest of my career, I would be showing you otherwise. The whole time I've been, you know, reporting on this toxic, you know, mess that's going on with Natureboy and his community that he has created. I do not want the drama on my channel. And I know that in order for me to keep it that way, I have to take control of the wheel and not accept it.
Yes.
Now, people might say, "Oh, you're a boring channel holder," this and that. But I promise you, me following these rules that I set on this channel, you're gonna see me for the long haul here, growing with this platform, while these other people will be gone or just stagnant. They'll be here, but they're not going to be going anywhere. They're not going to be moving forward. They'll be still stagnant where they're at 10 years from now, doing what they're doing, trying to create a ghetto in cyberspace. Leave that in the street. Don't bring that up here on social media, but people are doing it. And like I said, you don't get too far, you know, being like that. But see, I had you back on here. I didn't want to talk too much in one conversation about too many things, bombard you with that. But honestly, and I'm glad you did what you did. So I'm not asking you this because I think what you did was wrong. I would have did the same thing. Even though we know when we look out for, sometimes we look out for people in relationships and you look out for the female and you tell her, you know, be careful. Sometimes those couples can end up mad at you.
Right.
And you feel what I'm saying? And you just looking out, even though what you were telling them was their best advice that they could ever take. Now, whether they take their advice or not is up to them. But one thing I want to ask you is, when you reached out to Neytiri, did she communicate how she felt about the information you sent over?
Not at all. She didn't say anything. It just said seen. So I took it as, you know, however she digests that, that's for her and him to deal with.
But let me just say this to you. The reason why I asked you that is because, you know, recently, have you been watching how Solar is turning into AKA like a little baby Natureboy? And I guess he tried to, you know, put her out there when they was having a dinner date. And I guess she figured, you know, you can already tell whose agenda's where. And I think that Neytiri is trying to be in a relationship and love on Solar, but Solar's trying to have a relationship with the social media. And he's trying to get the social fame and status like Natureboy had. He's trying to fill in that void because Natureboy's not here no more. So now he could take control of the wheel, and he could become the new man on the block. You feel what I'm saying? To get all the shine. And Neytiri is trying to pick up the pieces, but she doesn't understand that you are picking up the pieces with a broke soul. He's just as broke soul-wise as you are. You guys come from the same place. People like that, in my opinion, honestly shouldn't even be together because they both need to heal. What advice can you give me if you're an alcoholic like I am or something? You feel what I'm saying? Or a drug addict like I am.
Like
how can you help
me
out? Trauma bonding. And so I was wondering, I thought of you because that I know of publicly of something that was brought to Neytiri's attention. Like, baby girl, we need to wake up. And I'm wondering if, even if she's not addressing it to Solar, you trying to, you backpedaling. Like, you're telling me one thing, then you're getting on the phone with private calls with Gargette, telling them you don't know that I'm going forward to press charges when you know wholeheartedly that I'm going forward to press charges and I'm serious about doing it, and you're sitting up there acting as though your name is Bennett and you're not in it, because that's the way Solar, from that conversation, the way I took it was like he was acting as though he don't have no control over what Neytiri is saying or doing. He was unaware that she was going forward with the 5 felony charges that he's facing, and he was kind of shocked. How are you shocked and you lay with this girl? And prior, I'm quite sure, to them meeting in the flesh, they were already in communication the whole time. He probably left from Natureboy's camp. So why are you trying to make us think that she's even keeping certain things from you? I doubt that very much that she's doing that. I think Solar is playing both sides.
He's still trying to work through his program. I think he's still trying to work through his mental programming. Because he was, all this time, he's been protecting Natureboy. Now he's in a situation where he's his own man. So he's going to continue to fall back, and he haven't been really healed yet. He's still going through his healing.
Yeah,
so I think he can't even help himself. I don't even know he realized he's doing that to Neytiri.
You got that right, because I'm gonna tell you why you got that right, and that's exactly what I'm thinking too. That's why if you ever hear me say these people need to stay off of social media and heal, that's why I say that, because when you can't even distinguish that you're getting online, and because of the brainwash and the reprogramming that you're doing things that Natureboy programmed you to do, that means that you need to sit with yourself. Man, I don't care. It doesn't make you crazy to need to go to counseling, or maybe sometime we might need to take medication. I call it humbling myself. In the Black community, people don't want to hear you say that. But I feel like people need to call out when they need help, because there's too many tragedies happen behind people ignoring the help that they need.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I sat back in the cut when I heard about everything that Neytiri and Solar was going. I don't have to report on right then and there everything that's going on, because their relationship's no better than mine. Only thing that's different is that they are public with their relationship. I choose not to be. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? And we all know people that been there and done that, because I've been their age. They ain't never been mine. We already knew, without having to be the first one to break our necks to report the information, that that's not going to work.
Right.
They're going to come with many problems. That there's alternative motives for one or the other, or both of them. They both have their motives. Maybe they both have their motives. Maybe one got motives that are not good and the other one's intentions are. We don't know about all that specifics unless we talk with them. And even then, we know that they have been taught to be good liars because their teacher was a narcissist. But what I'm saying is, no one should be surprised at what is going on currently with Neytiri and Solar. Solar, to me, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, sis, it appears like he still got feelings for 𝗪𝗪𝗪.
Because he keeps on bringing her up, right?
He's always bringing that girl up. It's weird. If he doesn't have feelings for her, why are you disrespecting Neytiri with it? You know she's sensitive. Everybody that knows Neytiri knows she's sensitive. Why
can
are
be
you bringing it up?
Manipulation for her to do what he wants her to do by bringing up SolarPT. And every moment. It could be like a mental thing, like what Nate was doing with women, putting them against each other. Like, while Soka was here, she would do this and she would do that. And I didn't have this problem with Soka.
So you haven't talking about him. You haven't spoke to him since you've been open about, publicly about the situation with him, being dishonest and doing trifling stuff like recording private conversations.
No, he got what he wanted, so he's good.
I always believe when people don't head on address issues that haven't been, resolved, I think is because what is there to address when you know you're wrong?
Right.
And when your intentions ain't good, sometimes, it's like, how do I try to clean something up that I was intentionally doing? That's or that is just my character. That's how I get down. So why would I be trying to clean up something that I don't see no wrong in?